state of our country on November 3rd.
Absolutely, and again, I knew he was going to bring up that interview on Tucker Carlson about the Bidens. I'm surprised he didn't go deeper into it. I think he feels that that story is breaking and people are going to be looking into it in the coming week.
Absolutely. You also touched upon a lot of things we've been talking about: immigration, national security, your Second Amendment, freedom of speech, and of course all the tech censorship that we've seen with various speakers like Charlie Kirk talked about his Twitter account was taken down. So the president really hammering a lot of key issues in this election and really emphasizes how he's made huge strides across the board: Latino vote, black vote, in a lot of states that were once for Hillary will now flip to President Trump.
Yeah, we had a lot of adversity at this rally today. We had some technical problems early, but even the president had technical problems. The wind was so windy that it was blowing around the teleprompter. Of course, he doesn't need that. We were interrupted by some jet fighters overhead who were doing some mock.
A great moment, by the way.
They were doing some mock dogfighting. One of them released flares. So, the microphones had some problems from the wind, the president's microphone. So, a lot of challenges here.
But nevertheless, another fantastic event. Hey, we want to thank our sponsors. And of course, let's throw a shout out to Donate. If you're watching us right now, thank you so much. Share this broadcast, comment, tell us where you're watching, and we're praying for each and every one of you. But if you want to donate, because it takes a lot of money, a lot of resources to get our crews around the country, and there's a couple ways you can do that.
Yes, the number one way you can do it is to rsbnetwork.com/donate. That's rsbnetwork.com/donate. When you make a donation there, the vast majority of it, almost all of it, comes to us. You can also continue to make donations via YouTube Super Chat. Hit that icon, do the like, share, and subscribe, and get the bell, and then share the telecast later. And of course, also, we'd like once again to thank our partner, the Disney Coin Company. Disney coins are the epitome of made in America because they're made in the USA by machines that are made in America and by people who deeply love America. The coins are made with genuine silver and copper, and they're valuable. They're unique and worthwhile purchase, which always means they make the perfect presents. They come in over 20 patriotic designs, with new designs coming each month, and we at RSBN are collecting these coins, and you can collect them along with us each and every month. Disney Coins is also giving away 10% of their profits back to conservative causes, as we mentioned. So they benefit causes that are meaningful to you, the viewer. So go to www.dismeycoins.com. That's DISMECOINS.com. Check out their inventory. Start your very own collection of Trump coins today, and use the code RSBN at checkout for a discount.
And you know what? They make a great holiday gift as Christmas is coming up. And if you have a Trump fan in your life and you're not quite sure exactly what to give them, try a Disney coin, because we've got a couple here in front of us that are beautiful copper, silver, authentic, made in America, by Americans, by machines that are made in America. So there's nothing more American than giving a Disney coin. So go check it out at DisneyCoins.com. And as you know, here's a good shot of it right there. Now that's the one with him on the wall, right?
That is my absolute favorite. The wall. He's right there. He's kind of peeking over it. He got the American flag and the wall, proudly made in America on the back. Trump Pence 2020.
Yeah.
I mean, these are fantastic. Promises made, promises kept, and on border security, Trump has 100% kept his promise.
Absolutely, and of course, you know, as you expect here at a rally, a major overflow, and of course here at Right Side, we show you all of that. I heard an estimate earlier of about 10,000, 8 to 10,000 people here. Easily could exceed that.
I would totally believe it. I mean, it was all the way back, I would say 100 yards. I mean, that's the length of a football field that was almost solid people, and probably a little bit wider than a football field as well. So, and that's just what's behind the rise. That's just what's behind here. So, plenty of people.
Plenty of people. Of course, if you logged on late to this broadcast, I encourage you, when it's concluded, go back and watch when Air Force One actually arrives. What a sight that was to see this plane land on this airstrip with the background of the mountains behind us.
Absolutely, and we're a little bit higher than the runway here, so we had a great shot of the whole thing. We were able to track it coming in. What a beautiful plane, and it's just fantastic when you're at a rally. The people who've come, they've come from, you know, some cases hundreds of miles, camped out overnight, gotten here early, and then there you see the president flying in. It's that is a truly unique experience.
Absolutely. And of course, if you'd like to follow us on social media, obviously if you're watching us on Facebook, thank you so much. But you can go over and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, as that's another outlet to watch all of our broadcasts. If you want to follow me as well, Brian Glenn TV, and on you on Instagram or in social media?
Yes, on Twitter at @brick_suit, and on Instagram just bricksuit.
All right, signing off here in Bullhead City, Arizona. Until next time, goodbye. God bless. Back to you guys.
All right, if you are watching this live on YouTube or on YouTube, you can go ahead and head over to the stream in Goodyear. We're going to end this stream, and also if you're watching on Facebook or Periscope, we'll be ending the stream you're watching now, but we'll create another one. In the meantime, come on over to YouTube and watch there. Thanks.
Hello, I'm Father Frank Pavone of Priests for Life. Are you tired of the lies that his opponents tell about President Trump? He puts kids in cages, he's racist, he doesn't have a plan to fight the virus. Well, so am I. So I've set up a website called electionhonesty.com, which says 12 of the most common lies and helps you to refute them. Go to electionhonesty.com today and spread it to others. And remember, support Right Side Broadcasting.
welcome everybody to RSBN's coverage of President Trump in Goodyear, Arizona. I'm Joe Seals. I am your host today because we didn't have enough people to send out to Goodyear because there are so many of these things going on. And try finding a flight. I challenge you to try to find a flight from West Salem, Wisconsin to Bullhead City. There's so many of these things, and I am so craving sleep. I forget sometimes, but it's very difficult for us to move people around the country. This is the cameraman rally. We're using this rally as it is a training session for our last cameraman. So you have one cameraman who is being trained today, and so we do have 3 there. We may activate the 3rd one, I'm not sure, but here's 2. We have an overflow camera and a main camera for the president's speech. So we'll see this thing grow and grow and grow, and thank you everyone for your continued support of Right Side. We're in for a heck of a long 6 days as we head towards Election Day, the most important election of our lifetime. And we're doing all we can. We are just going to push it and do all we possibly can. We are all tired and worn out, and everyone's homesick that's out on the road. And I haven't seen my wife, even though I'm in the same house with her, probably in a few weeks, but not really. But it seems that way. And but we're all doing what we have to do right now because it's just too important. It's too important for us to not do anything. So anyhow, enjoy some of the sights and sounds. I'll be back on with you pretty shortly. Tell you really quick, I don't do it as eloquently as the other folks do, but just really quick, I'll tell you about our partner, Disney Coins. Disney Coins is, these things are just so cool and fun to collect. The owner sent me several to sample, and I just can't get enough of them. We pass them out, we give them to friends and family for birthdays and for Christmas last year, and everybody just absolutely loves Disney Coins. They're a great company. They are American. All these coins are made in America on machines that are made in America. They're about as American as you can get, and they have so many designs. They're so cool. All of them are unique, and they come out with a new one every month. So I encourage everybody to check out Disney Coins because they've been an extremely valuable partner for us here at RSBN. We don't take on huge investors or anything like that. So these are the folks that help us, along with your donations, get us to every single event. And so God bless the folks at Disney Coins. Check them out and use offer code RSBN at checkout for a discount. All right, back to the action and a little music. Enjoy. Check back in with you soon.
Thank you for tuning into Right Side Broadcasting Network. You just heard from our boss back in studio, Joe Seals. Just kind of inform you all on the campaign trail and how we're doing right now. As you can tell, we're absolutely killing it with multiple teams everywhere. I mean, we don't even find out where we are until 2 days before, and we're loving it. We're traveling the country and listening to our great president out on the campaign trail, just preaching the word to all these wonderful Americans. And as you can see, here in Goodyear, Arizona, we have a packed crowd. Really, the overflow is insane on the left and right side. As you can see on our split screen that we have as well with our second camera, we're kind of showing the energy, the absolute emphasis on how much we love the president and how much we love these great United States of America. And we want to thank you for tuning into the broadcast today. We really do appreciate it. And we love all the support that you guys have for us. I mean, I can't tell you how many rallies I've been to, even as a cameraman, and I've been walking through crowds. I mean, even today, we went to go set up our cameras, and as we were walking through, we had people yell, RSBN, Right Side Broadcasting Network. I've even seen, handmade signs, fan signs for us at rallies. One notably, Carson City, Nevada. I mean, we had a woman out there with a sign, RSB Network. And that really reassured me that honestly, what we're doing here is really impactful. Unfortunately, we can't be directly integrated with the campaign as much as I would love to be, but even indirectly, we're helping to get President Trump's word out to all these great Americans, and we just want to appreciate all of your support, because we've seen record-breaking numbers out here on our channel. And I personally, I used to be actually producing back in studio with Joe Seals, and we used to kind of bet and kind of guess on where we'd hit, and call rallies with 40,000 viewers a great rally. And I cannot tell you how many times, I don't even think we've been below 90,000, 100,000 in the last couple weeks. And we even have some fans over here on the right with yelling right side and a little Trumpy bear having fun over there. And I tell you, we do appreciate the support. It's actually incredible. Even last year, I don't think we got this much attention. I don't think we got this much recognition, and it's really cool to be up here, even with local networks. I mean, we have them asking who we are, because we get that recognition from just Trump supporters that are out here just appreciating the president and what he's done for our country. It really is something else. To get us to all of these rallies, I believe Joe kind of went over it, but it does cost us a lot of money. I believe around $5,000 to $7,000 to get to each rally. And with Trump, ramping it up right before our November 3rd election, it's costing us a lot. But we want to be there for every single one, because we believe that his word is the truth, and we do believe that what he has to say is incredibly important, and we appreciate him and everything that he's done. We just want to do good by him as just Americans, So we're just trying to hit every single one and make sure that we can really support our president in any way we can. I know you guys all are by voting. And we appreciate that more than you know. And personally, I cannot wait to vote, to get home, vote, make sure that my voice is heard, and I hope that you guys are back at home and making sure that yours is as well. Whether you early voted or you plan on getting around to it before November 3rd, that's just the important part here. We just all want to do our part as Americans and contribute to make sure that we head in the right direction, and not, with someone that I can't find a whole lot of trust in to be able to lead us. I can't see it happening unless if we're under President Trump's leadership. We do appreciate everything that he has done for us, as you all know. So we're out here in Goodyear, Arizona today. We've had groups, I believe, in Las Vegas, Nevada. I want to say, did we have one in North Carolina today? Is it tomorrow? Okay, it is tomorrow. I apologize, or Thursday. So if you have the time and you're willing to stick around, we'd really appreciate you tuning into that one. When I say that we have been everywhere. You can go through and watch all the previous videos. I know Joe Seals, our CEO and our leader in all of this, he makes sure to keep those VODs up so that even if you can't catch it live, you can always go back to it. And and so we just want to make sure that it does actually get around to you all. So I know that I'm not actually a familiar voice that you guys are used to hearing from, but that's because typically for the last about year and a half, almost maybe, I've actually been back in the studio producing, making sure that we can get these streams out and make sure that they're all great content for you guys, just making sure it all goes smoothly, because we know, I mean, we all know out on the road that Joe Seals is back in studio, just, you know, pushing through and making sure that he can get all of these to you. Somehow, by the grace of God, that man does it. I have nothing but respect for my boss, because even doing that with him, I mean, for even just the two of us, it was a lot. So add that to 5 teams, 6 teams out on the road now with cameras, all of this equipment, making it to each rally on time and without any issues, make sure that we're all, you know, ready to go for the next one and suited up and ready to make sure that President Trump's word gets out. I mean, it's insane. I mean, that man has been up till, I've been getting texts from him at 2, 3 a.m. making sure that I have my travel itinerary to make it to that next rally. Actually, one that you guys did hear about was just previously back in Detroit. We ran into some issues with the airline. That, unfortunately, was me. I've been running camera the past couple weeks. I want to say I left. My first rally running camera was the one back in Macon, Georgia. It actually went pretty smoothly. I was pretty happy with that one. Gradually, though, I've been running into a couple issues here and there, but I mean, we're nothing but resilient here at Right Side Broadcasting Network, and we make these streams happen. We make sure we get around to it. Back in Detroit, I actually ended up losing all of my equipment, and unfortunately, I was not able to get it back. I had to switch flights because my flight, my connecting flight to out to Detroit was through Charlotte, and that ended up running late. But my airline, I guess, forgot to transfer my equipment over, and so I landed in Detroit with none of my equipment, just my clothes, just my bag, and just my general, you know, stuff like clothes to just make it by and make sure that I can be there. Although, you know, it really does help if the equipment is there to make it so that I have a purpose at these rallies, obviously. So yeah, that was kind of a hairy situation, but we ended up pushing through. We like I said, we're resilient. We found a way to get that stream out, and we did hope you enjoy it. Or we hope you enjoyed it if you streamed into it. Yeah, that's all I can say. I was incredibly shocked at the fact that we were able to pull that off. I mean, we're actually, I don't know if this is public knowledge yet, but we are kind of documenting what we're doing out on the road. We want to show you guys what we're pouring our blood, sweat, and tears into. And one of the things that we have is a camera with one of our guys, Justin, out there. And so we were able to kind of rig that up and attach it to our equipment and to the little backpack that I had to make sure that stream could get out. And once we were able to do that, we were fortunate enough to actually find a camera rental shop over there in Lansing, Michigan, and we were able to throw that camera on and make sure that stream got out to you, because we thought that was important. I mean, I want to say it was 5 of us out there, and we just obviously we know you guys. We want to make sure that money that you guys are donating to help us out, we want it to be used properly. We want it to be put to a good cause. I would hate to be sent to, you know, Lansing, Michigan for a rally, not be able to get that stream out. I mean, you guys are really our main support and our main source of funding to be able to pull this off. We do appreciate that more than you know. If you want to help even more, go ahead, go over to rsbnetwork.com/donate. That's rsbnetwork.com/donate. And I hope that site is working for you guys. We want to make sure that that's not getting clogged down with so many viewers. We do know that happens sometimes. If you have any issues, just let us know in the chat or send us an email or whatever. We want to make sure that that's all running smoothly for you guys. We want to make sure that you guys can support us, and so that we can and you can hear these great speeches by the president. Another way to donate is actually through the YouTube Super Chat. You'll find that a lot of times at these rallies, we actually go through and read off your actual messages. We know that a lot of other streamers, it's actually fairly common for like gaming streamers and other people to do that. So we said, oh, that's actually a great idea. We want to make sure that you guys are heard as well. I mean, we focus so much on make sure that you get your vote out. That's such a great way to voice your opinion as a person in America. And we thought, hey, like we should let you talk as well. And we do know that chat gets pretty clogged up sometimes as well. So we want to make sure that you do have that opportunity to make your voice heard. So if you want to go through and do that, please, by all means, go ahead and support us and drop a little message. We read them all. Also, we actually read all of the letters that we get. I mean, I know the last week or so, I want to say, Joe Seals' lovely wife, Bridget Seals, is back at the house, and she's been getting all those letters in. I want to say she got 450, I believe she told me last night, which is mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. That's another way to support us, is by mailing us a letter and dropping us a little note and just letting us know what you appreciate about the rally. If we could do anything better, we do like to hear, you know, that feedback. We try to make it the best possible production that we can, especially with the limited crew and equipment that we can have and send out. Of course, due to restrictions from airlines and all of that, we can't make it totally perfect, as well as the space up here on these press risers. I mean, we do run into issues here, but I'm telling you, we try to make it work. We want to get at that beautiful stream for you guys so that it can be as if you're practically here. We do like to make sure that is a possibility for you, because I mean, President Trump is all over the country. I don't know how that man does it either. He's been pushing hard, especially after everything he's gone through the past, you know, couple months with the Dems. Like, you really don't. I'm mind blown. I'm not gonna lie. With all of the flack that he gets from them and all of the opposition, that man is strong as rock. He can push through anything, and he just keeps on trucking. I mean, if that's not presidential material, I don't know what is. Personally, I don't know if I could sit there and, you know, feel sorry for my president, you know? Like, I sit here and I want to be like, oh, I feel sorry for President Trump for all of the crap that he gets from mainstream media, but that man he's resilient. I mean, even more resilient than we are here sometimes, I swear. I mean, sometimes we do get pretty tired and we need a nap, but I know that man, I know he pushes through without those naps, unless if Air Force One is really that comfortable. But I mean, they're not long trips, so good luck having a nice long one on those. So, I mean, I'm telling you, he's always busy and he's resilient. And he makes sure that he gets things done for us, and that's what I'm just hoping for the next 4 years. I mean, we all want it to happen, and yeah. So, like I said, we do appreciate everything that you guys do for us, and as you can see, the crowd here is incredible. We're honestly shocked at the actual support at even places that I've personally never heard of. I mean, I love it out here in Arizona. I've never had the chance to actually come out here until the president decided to, you know, gain some support out here, and I will say I do love it. It's definitely a big change from Detroit, well, rather Lansing, Michigan, where I was yesterday. I actually flew in this morning, and even before that, Manchester, New Hampshire. You know, hanging out there, running that camera on those risers, it does get cold, but trust me, I want to push through. I want to make sure that stream gets out, so I push through and we make it happen. I believe Joe Seals wants to talk to you guys back in studio. He always has important words to say, so we're going to go ahead and throw it back to him. Just want to appreciate you guys for tuning in again, and thank you, and hope you stick around, because we're going to throw a great rally stream for you today. Thank you, and back to Joe.
Wow. I think I found my new correspondent. I was just going to have Miles jump on here and do a quick audio check so we could train our guy at the rally how to switch from the PA system to the reporter's microphone, and I found myself a new correspondent. Wow, Miles doing a great job. Thank you, Miles, for doing that and for the kind words. Much appreciated. Thank you. And doing a great job out there on the campaign trail. Miles is a college student at Auburn here. We live in Auburn, Alabama. That's where we're based. And Miles is basically, with online classes and all that stuff, he left the house over a week ago, and he said, well, you won't, I don't expect to see you until after Election Day. So these folks are really putting everything on the line to make this happen for the president, for our country. Is so important. So thank you to all of them. All right, we're going to just take a break for a little while, watch this place fill up. I've got to go book some more travel because 3 more rallies were just announced. And then we'll come back here very shortly. The president shouldn't be long. Stand by. All right, so back here really quick, and as the president gets ready to arrive here in Goodyear, we want to give a shout out to the president who gave us a shout out, and we can't tell you how much that means to us here at RSBN. We don't do this for the credit. We don't do this for, we're not trying to get famous here. We're just trying to help the president of the United States because we believe in his, look, this has been so important to our country, what he has done. This man works tirelessly for the American people, and we know, and I just can't tell you how much. I'm getting a little emotional, so excuse me, but I really appreciate President Trump acknowledging RSBN because we've been fighting for him since the beginning, since 2015. We were the only media company who actually went to these rallies in the beginning and streamed them from start to finish, and it was a lonely world out there. The only pro-Trump media in the pen in the beginning, and then so we sort of pioneered the rally coverage, and we really appreciate the President of the United States for all he does and for working so hard, and also for the recognition. It means a lot, but we just want to stress that we love our country here, and so we're just trying to do the very best. So I'm gonna go and play some music. Thank you.
We're gonna get a cam shot of that, as you see. Beautiful landing by the pilot on that one. Hey, I will tell you, I will say, if there's anything about a Trump rally that I love like that, I mean, if you don't love that, I don't know what to tell you. As you can tell, I'm speechless. I mean, seeing landings like that of Air Force One is mind-blowing to me. There's something about, good landing by pilots, good landings that, I don't know, that just kind of excites me, especially when it's the president and it's Air Force One. And as you can see, we have a couple cars heading down there to chase it down and make sure everything's good with it. But we just wanted to thank you guys again for tuning in as we kind of sit around waiting for Air Force One to come down that tarmac to deliver the president to us to hear what he has to say today. As we know, we're all waiting. We're all excited to see him. I don't know how many of you all actually came from the Omaha, Nebraska stream that we actually just wrapped up, but we do appreciate you tuning into that one as well. Just want to give a quick shout out to Jaden, our cameraman, as well today for that beautiful landing, or that beautiful shot of the beautiful landing of Air Force One. As you can tell, we were all pumped up about that landing out here. The whole crowd had their arms up with their phones out ready to record, and I see that at every rally, every rally that he lands in. I've been fortunate enough to see that landing in the 747. I believe it's the 737, which is the smaller one. I could be wrong about that, though. But I have been able to actually witness those two land, although surprisingly, I have yet to actually witness Marine One land for a rally. I'm actually pretty jealous of everyone that's been seeing that. I've only seen the Air Force One and also the Beast. I mean, the Beast is a beautiful vehicle, as we all know and love. It's very notable, and I mean, that thing alone is it's almost stronger than a tank. I mean, the capabilities of that thing also blows me away. But yeah, I'm sorry for being so excited about all these vehicles that the president gets to utilize, but there's just honestly beautiful works of machinery that I do appreciate as an engineering major myself from over at Auburn University, where we're actually located out of Auburn, Alabama, where Joe Seals is back in the studios running this stream, making sure I can get out to all of you guys. So while we're all the way out here in Goodyear, Arizona, waiting the president. He just landed. If you're just tuning in, thank you for tuning in, and we do appreciate your guys' support. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to all of the new members that have joined. We do appreciate that. It helps us get to all of these rallies and make sure that we can get the president's word out and make sure that can be heard by all of you that can't get to these rallies, whether you're across the country or local, but you have work, unfortunately, and your employer just doesn't understand. Unfortunately, that's something that we don't like to see. Fortunately, I'm employed by an employer that does understand technically, even though Joe Seals, I prefer to refer to him as a friend almost, with how much he does care about us. And basically, while we're out here, it's basically, even while we're back in Auburn or out on the road across the country, we're all family, we're all communicating, we're all appreciating everything that we get to do. And because of you guys and because of our boss, Joe Seals, back in studio, he makes sure that we get to each rally in great shape to be presentable and make sure that you guys aren't concerned for our well-being. He'd never do that, but we like to joke around here. So that happens. He's able to coordinate all of that and make that happen, but at the end of the day, it really comes back to you guys. You guys are our main supporters. We do have our partners at most rallies and be able to get their word out too, because we do like to support our fellow great conservative companies that pour money back into the conservative movement, because we love to see that. We love to make an actual difference in the conservative, in the conservative group. We feel so divided in this country nowadays, and especially with the mainstream media just fueling everything on the left. We hate to see that, and I know you guys all do too. We're out here at these rallies, and you're making it a point to all these mainstream media outlets that we don't appreciate that the agenda that they all set. I mean, we hate to see so much bias and so much hate to our president that has done so much for our economy, so much for our rights and our freedoms. I can't even begin to express it. It looks like, oh yeah, here comes Air Force One circling back around down to the tarmac to, it's going to do a turn to the right and then pull up. We love to see President Trump walk out that left-hand door near the front of the aircraft. So Jaden will make sure that we can see the president walking out in the true glorious fashion that he does. I mean, you can't tell me that the way that he does that every rally, I mean, you can go back and look at him before we get to see here today. I mean, they are, it blows me away too. Like, I mean, you can't tell me that it is not the coolest thing that you've seen. I mean, can you imagine having thousands of people standing out here in the blazing Arizona heat in this Arizona desert, just awaiting you to walk out of an airplane, walk down, and for you to capture all of their attention, and just get all of the recognition for all the great things that you've done? I mean, because we all know that the mainstream media doesn't give that to them. It's unfortunate. It's sad to see that. I mean, nowadays we're at such a hard time where the president, even though he's out here supporting millions of Americans, he doesn't even get any of the recognition for it, except for those that do see and do actually feel an impact on their lives. I mean, you know, you'd think the mainstream media would feel that, but you know, they're still out here giving him crap for, I mean, the stupidest things. And then they're out here asking Joe Biden, what kind of ice cream is that? Or, you know, we're asking actual questions to him and being pushed away by his staff, making sure that he doesn't have a chance to slip up in front of that camera. I mean, although we already have seen that countless times, unfortunately. But that's not really a shock to any of us. At this point, it's kind of just like, oh, it's Joe Biden? Yeah, he's probably going to slip up. I mean, unfortunately, but that's just kind of the way it is nowadays. Unfortunately for him, we do hope that you know, he is healthy and everything, but I mean, I don't wish him any harm. But personally, I would prefer our great President Donald J. Trump to be you know, leading our country in the right direction, because as we all know and love, I mean, we are the American people, and we do appreciate all that he's done, the freedoms and liberties that he does give us and provide for us. Even though you have, you know, people like Nancy Pelosi back in the government, and it's unfortunate. But anyway, as Air Force One pulls up, I do believe our boss and CEO Joe Seals wants to give you guys a quick message, and so we're actually going to send it back over to him to make sure that I can get out to you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and back over to Joe.
Okay, thank you, Miles. We are awaiting the president to deplane on Air Force One. He has arrived now here just outside of Phoenix in Goodyear, Arizona. This is our second stop of the day and our last one today, so this is kind of like an off day for us. Actually, we were used to the 3 a day that we've done over the last 48 hours. We had 6, and we'll do 2 today, and then tomorrow 2 again. So maybe we'll get a little sleep in. But then Friday, again, there's already 3 announced for Friday. If you're just joining us, we also have rallies on Friday. I'll go really quick to this. In Waterford, Michigan, Green Bay, Wisconsin, Rochester, Minnesota. I'm not sure where that I is there in Minnesota, but yeah, so we're going to be extremely busy. This is what we do here at RSBN. We are built for this moment. We were made for this moment. We have been working towards this moment for the last 4 years. And we are so honored to be on this stage, to have this platform. It is a blessing from God, and we take it very seriously. We are working as hard as we possibly can to get to every single rally between now and Election Day. Why, you may ask? Well, it's because the fake news doesn't show you these kinds of things. The President of the United States just retweeted us and acknowledged us because we show what they won't. And it's very difficult to get your message out when most of these folks in the mainstream media, Fox News and all these others, they're not even showing the entire speech. Okay, so it's very difficult for the president to get his message out without alternative forms of media like this when they completely ignore him. So we exist for this reason, because when the president's coming to your town, you want to see and hear what he has to say. And you don't want those clips. You don't want clips taken out of context. You don't want people interrupting him and talking over him and telling you what you should believe and what you shouldn't believe. So this is why we started. This is why RSBN was born. It's because we believe people are smart enough. Most people, some people are not, but most people are smart enough to think for themselves and to decide what to believe without being told everything. This is the problem today. This is not what journalism is supposed to be, which is reporting the facts and letting you decide for yourself. Well, we do that here. Yes, we're biased. It's in our name. Of course we are. But during the president's remarks, if you want to hear every word of it, you can listen. And if you still disagree with him at the end of the day, fine. That's your right to do so in America. But we show you the whole speech. We show you the entire program. So that's why RSBN is valuable. So we thank you again for your support. You're the ones that get us to these events. I can't tell you enough how crucial it is. In the last 6 days, we're going to be tested like never before. We'll be doing 5 a day, and I've hired 6 camera crews. And it does cost quite a bit of money to get not only crews around the country traveling, but also, we have to pay for our live streaming equipment. And I've hired additional crews, as I mentioned before. We purchased additional equipment. And I hope you can tell our production quality has improved. If you're just joining us for the first time since 2016, you should know that obviously you can see for yourself that our production quality is much improved. It's all thanks to you. So if you want to support us, help us get here, please consider supporting us financially at rsbnetwork.com/donate. Very important. Thank you all so much. God bless you. The president will be out very shortly.
45th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
A lot of people
That's a lot of people. Thank you very much. Wow, thank you very much. And hello, Goodyear. Hello, Phoenix. 6 days, can you believe this? 6 days from now, we are going to win Arizona, and we are going to win 4 more years in our great, beautiful White House. A vote for me is a vote for massive tax cuts, regulation cuts, fair trade, strong borders. Our Second Amendment, we will save our Second Amendment. And American energy independence. It's a vote to support our police, our military, stand up to China, which we've been doing. They gave $28 billion to our farmers. That's very nice. Thank you very much, China. And ensure more products that are proudly stamped with that beautiful phrase, made in the USA. We will deliver record prosperity, epic job growth, and a safe vaccine that eradicates the virus. The China plague is what it is, and quickly ends the pandemic. Normal life, which is what we want. We just want normal life, like we had 7 months ago. We'll fully resume, and next year we will be the greatest economic power. We are going to be stronger than we've ever been before, and you see that all happening. Next year will be the best economic year in our country's history, and last year was, and then we were interrupted. We were interrupted. It's called Make America Great Again, again. A vote for Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, is a vote for the biggest tax hike in history. I've never seen this before. A man is campaigning on the fact that he's going to raise your taxes. I haven't seen. They're going to crush regulations. It will be crushing. You have no idea what they want to do. We took off more regulations than any administration in the history of our country. They are going to put those regulations back, and all they do is cause waste and a lot of other problems. Slash Medicare and Social Security, and they want to abolish American energy. You know what he said? No fracking. He said no fracking. Until he went to Pennsylvania, then he said maybe we can frack. His people won't let him frack, and Joe doesn't have any clue where he is. You know that. Where am I? Where am I? What state am I in? He's only got it wrong about 7 times. Where am I? Is this Arizona or is this Nevada? Where am I? Tell me, where am I? Is this Iowa? Oh, it's very hot. I know where I am. This is Florida, isn't it? No, Joe. No, Joe. A vote for Biden is a vote for open borders, offshoring jobs, shredding the Second Amendment, confiscating your guns, and eliminating private health care. 180 million people on private health care. It's called bye-bye, and they love their private health care. Biden and the Democrat socialists will delay the vaccine, prolong the pandemic, shutter your schools, and shut down our country. And your state is open, right? Your state is nice and open. Your state is nice and open. Thank you. Your governor did a good job. I don't know if you appreciate it, but he did a good job. You had a spike, and he just sort of did what he had to do, and your state is fully open. Good job. He may be here. He may be in this crowd of about 25,000 people. He may be here. I may get lucky and introduce him in a little while. He is here. He's a great governor. This election is a choice between the American dream and a socialist nightmare. As long as I am president, America will never, ever be a socialist country. I am fighting for the dreams of all Americans, including millions of truly amazing, and they like me, my poll numbers are through the roof with Hispanic Americans, right through the roof. I always knew they liked me. It's a big story. They say, what's going on? I just saw it. What's going on with Trump and the Hispanics? What's going on with Trump? His poll numbers, they're getting very nervous. You know, our poll numbers are looking very good. We had one little upset this morning. We're doing very well in Wisconsin, right? I was there yesterday. We had 25,000 people at least. I will tell you, it was cold. I made one yesterday. I did 3 of these yesterday. Don't make me cry. Don't make me cry. They'll say the president was crying. I don't know. I don't know if I want a president that cries, but it's okay. But you know, that's a phrase. One of the greatest men in the country right here. Did you ever hear that phrase before? I don't think so. Oh, we have Mike Lee here too. And we have Rand Paul here. Oh, and Sergio. And the King of Europe we have right here. Rand, did you ever hear that phrase for a politician? Rand would like that phrase, I can tell you right now. So we got some great polls, and we are getting great polls. We're doing great in Florida, doing great in North Carolina, doing great, I think, in Pennsylvania. I think it's going to be great. We won it last time, first time in many years. Republican won. We've done good. Brought a lot of business there. Did a lot of business. Went back to Pennsylvania, so I think they appreciate it. But haven't seen the numbers. They vote late. You know, they vote like on Tuesday. That's what they like. I like that too. But we're doing good all over, and we're doing good in Wisconsin. We have a poll. We're 1 up in Wisconsin. Don't clap yet. Today, the fake Washington Post, ABC. Now, you know, you'd think they'd come out that he's 4 down, he's 5 down. 17 down in Wisconsin. I don't think so. And I had the same fraudsters here. 4 years ago, they had me 12 down a week before the election, right? Remember that? I was 12 down. ABC, Washington Post, bad, I mean, just dishonest people. And we sent them a legal letter, and by the time we got to the election, we were like even. I wonder what happened. But, you know, they interviewed slightly more Democrats than Republicans. We looked at it. I think there's some kind of a law that you have to do that. They interviewed a few more, like a number that you wouldn't even believe. I agree. I agree. But they're all sort of in that bag. They're all, you know, ABC, terrible. NBC is probably the worst of all. It's called Concast, C-O-N, not com. C-O-N, Concast, because they're cons. It's a big con job. It's a big con job. You know, they spend all that money for public relations, and then I talk about them. That's the end of the public relations. Con job. How did you guys do today, please, on Section 230? Mike Lee, how are you doing? You know what? What they're doing is a disgrace. Joe Biden is a corrupt politician, and they refuse to talk about it. You got to do it. You got to do it. I mean, it's crazy. They're getting away. What the big tech is getting away with, they will not allow anybody to even discuss it. With me, they write false stories. They can do whatever they want. Section 230, Rand, I hope you're all looking at it, okay? I hope you're all looking at it. Because there was a lot of stuff today, you know, they were up there, and they were very nervous in front of the Senate. They were very nervous, I have to tell you that. They were shaken up a little bit, because without Section 230, they don't even exist. They don't even exist. For 47 years, Joe Biden betrayed the American people, and he betrayed Hispanic Americans. Over the last 4 years, I've been delivering for Hispanic Americans like never before. And Hispanic American unemployment reached an all-time low prior to the pandemic. It's crazy. I love you too. Nobody knows what happened. The fake news, they're going, look at all of them back there. That's a lot of fake news back there. Look at that. Those red lights just went off. You know, anytime I refer to them, they turn the light off very quickly. They don't want to have it broadcast what I call CNN bad names. Hispanic American families saw their net worth skyrocket by 64%. And I'm sitting in the hottest sun I've ever felt. This is hot. My last stop, also in your great state, it had a different problem. The sun was hot. I've never seen wind like that. It's lucky I don't need teleprompters like Sleepy Joe, because the teleprompters were falling down. They were going all over the place. I was getting a headache. I'm trying to look, but I have a good memory. I remember things. Unlike the sleepy one. You know, he's in a lid again. Do you know that, fellas? He's in a lid. This guy's in a lid every single day. Lid. That refers to a garbage can. They put the lid on the can. He's in his basement. You know, by the way, I'd like to be in a basement. I'd like to be in someplace. I'd like to be in a beautiful bedroom, nice for a year and a half, 2 years, never come out in the White House. But I'm your president. I have to come out. I have to meet people. We have to meet people. And I said, you know, this could be a little bit shaky, right? To meet a lot of people, but we have no choice. And you probably haven't heard, but I caught it. Did anybody know that? I caught it. And then you get better and you're immune. And they say you're immune for a year. They used to say you're immune forever. But when I got it, I said, I'm immune. They said it's only for 4 months. I don't know what happened. They said you're immune for a lifetime, right? Remember? Until I had it. Once I had it, now it's only up to 4 months. But I got better. Great doctors at the White House. We have great doctors all over the country. I had doctors from all over the country. You know, one thing I learned quickly, when you're the president and you're not feeling too good, I didn't feel great. You have more doctors than you've ever seen in your life before. It was like a public place. And they were gathered around my bed. They said, what's the problem? I said, I don't know, Doc, but I'm not feeling too good. And I got to get back on the trail. You know what the trail is, right? The campaign trail. I got to get back on the trail. Get me the hell out of here, Doc. Johns Hopkins was great. We have all the great hospitals represented. And I'll tell you, Walter Reed is incredible. I've seen what they do to the soldiers. They come back so badly wounded, and they fix them. Thank you. Thank you. Walter Reed is so great. But they're all around and they're saying, sir, I think you're going to have to take it easy for a little while. And they gave me something called Regeneron. You ever hear of Regeneron? And we're going to make it available to everybody that needs it. Free. Free, right? Free. Antibodies. And all I know, and I don't want to give any credit to this drug, I want to say it was me because I'm in perfect physical condition and I'm very young. I'm very young and I'm in perfect physical shape. Perfect. You know, I said that, jokingly, I said that a couple of weeks ago. CNN, fake news CNN went crazy. He's not in perfect shape and he's not young. They went crazy. They thought it was horrible, a horrible statement. No, we did a great job, and I would like to say that the antibody, what they gave me didn't help, but it probably did, because I woke up the next morning and I felt like Superman. I wanted to rip my shirt off, just like Clark Kent. Anybody ever hear of Clark Kent? Just like the legendary Clark Kent. You know we're going to win the election, right? You know that. We're going to win. This is much more so than 4 years ago. I'm looking at some of our great senators. We're going to win this election. We're going to have a great victory. And a lot of people want to go out on Tuesday. They don't want to go out early. It's called the Great Red Wave. When you see. They always say, sir, could you please ask them to go out on Monday, Sunday, because you can go out now, you can vote, right? But I said, they don't really want that. They want to go out, they want to make it a little more convenient for you. But when those booths open up, you're going to see something that probably has never seen before. You've never seen. In Florida, they're not doing well. They had to get that lead. That lead's going to be taken over, I think, very, very quickly. The biggest problem we have is if they cheat with the ballots. That's my biggest problem. That's the only thing I worry about. If they cheat with the ballots, right? If they cheat with the ballots, and they did find some in a garbage can from the military ballots. It had the name Trump written. They wanted to go for Trump. They found him in a garbage can. Now, if they cheat, hundreds of thousands every day. You don't wake up and not read a story about it. Every day there's cheating with the ballots. And you have governors, Democrat governors, that are players, wise guys. And it's a disgrace. In Nevada, we like Nevada, but you got a governor there that's a player. And even if you want to speak, they make it very hard to find a location. But we found one, and 50,000 people showed up a couple of weeks ago. Latino home ownership is now at an all-time high. And by the way, if you look at new houses, if you look at automobile production, it's hard to believe. It literally is superseding what we had prior to the pandemic, and nobody is even imagining that. To bring even greater opportunity and prosperity to Latino community. And I say the Latinos, and I say the Hispanics, and I have a lot of friends. I say, what do you like better? They said, you can call us anything. The Latino community in Arizona and around the country, today I'm announcing the American Dream Plan. Over the next 4 years, the American Dream Plan will bring more than 2 million new jobs to Hispanic communities, create over 500,000 new Hispanic-owned small businesses, which will end up being large businesses if I know you, and I know you well. Great business people, great natural business people. Expand opportunities for federal contracting. It's going to be much easier for you to get some of those jobs. And increase access to capital by hundreds of billions of dollars. You're going to be in great shape. You're going to say, I liked him very much. Now, if Sleepy Joe gets in, they're going to ask him about it. He's not going to have a clue. He's not going to be able to tell you this. More Hispanic Americans will be able to buy a home, to afford quality health insurance, and to raise their families in a beautiful, safe neighborhood. And I will provide school choice to every parent in America. School choice. Joe Biden would obliterate everything Hispanic Americans have worked for, wiping out your small businesses with lockdowns and regulations, gutting your police departments, and devastating your families with massive tax hikes. He will attack Catholic organizations. By the way, Hispanics, generally speaking, don't like that too much. And ban charter schools, fund extreme late-term abortion, and surrender your country to the violent socialist mob. And you see that happening. How about Portland, right? You know how quick we could fix that, Mike Lee? We could fix that in about, 30 minutes, right? The governor has to call up. He said maybe a little bit less. That's why we're going to win a record share of the Hispanic vote this election day. We are going to win a number that's never been won by a Republican, and maybe we're going to beat the Democrats. That will be incredible. That means you're on your way to great business. In 2016, Arizona voted to fire our failed and corrupt political establishment, and you elected an outsider as president who is finally putting America first. Finally. Taken a long time. And if I don't sound like a typical Washington politician, it's because I'm not a politician. And if I don't always play by the rules of the Washington establishment, it's because I was elected to fight for you harder than any president has ever fought for their constituents before. To show you how corrupt the Washington media is, I was just, and did you see this? This was just revealed. It was just revealed that, Anonymous, this Anonymous that everybody's been looking for, that law enforcement could have found early if they wanted to, but everybody was looking for Anonymous. Turned out to be a low-level staffer, a sleazebag, who's never worked in the White House. Anonymous was a nobody, a disgruntled employee who was quickly removed from his job a long time ago for, they tell me, incompetence. I don't know what for, but they tell me incompetence. You know where he works now? He works at CNN. Can you believe it? Works at CNN. He wrote a phony book. Was just basically, if you heard about Anonymous, it was like somebody that was right next to me. I thought it might have been Hope Hicks, who was right. I thought it might have been Jared. I thought it might have been Mike Lee. I was worried, from the great state of Utah. I was extremely worried about Rand Paul. Maybe it was Rand. This guy's a low-level lowlife that I don't know. I have no idea who he is other than I got to see him a little while ago on television, and I think they threw him out a long time ago. His phony book was just based on fake articles and left-wing outlets. He worked with listen to this, the fake news New York Times, right? And he's an employee of Google. He works for Google. Isn't that nice? Google. The people that you guys are looking at right now. The whole thing was just one more giant hoax from the Washington swamp and a corrupt special interest group. I'll tell you what, this guy, in my opinion, he should be prosecuted. He should be prosecuted. The left-wing media and the swamp are doing everything in their power to try and stop us. And by the way, we're here, and they're not. And their heads are exploding. Their heads are exploding. The media has been peddling their lies for the last 4 years, and they've had a lot to say. But in the meantime, here we are, and we're going to win the greatest election. And you know what? This election is more important than any election in the history of our country, including the last one, and I never thought I'd say that. But you get the last word on November 3rd. You can ensure that when the results pour in, the corrupt media, they're going to have, are you guys ready for this? Look at all of them. Look at all of those corrupt people. Look at all of those corrupt people. The corrupt media, I used to call them the fake news. I thought it was one of the great terms I made, but it's not strong enough. The corrupt media is bowing their heads in shame, not cheering for Sleepy Joe. I can't imagine why they want him. I mean, I can't figure it. That one I can't figure. But it's up to you. This is your country, and you have to save and create a great, beautiful pathway for your country. Get out and vote. You're going to show up in record numbers, vote for America, and against the corrupt media, and against the swamp. And nobody ever told me the swamp was that deep or that vicious. Swamp creatures, they are there. And some of the worst creatures in the swamp are the rhinos. We got some rhinos. But they are a dying breed. They are a dying breed. They're getting a little tired. They're getting a little tired of calling it wrong. It's incredible. Under Biden's cruel and senseless lockdowns, countless Americans will die from suicide, drug overdose, deferred medical care, alcoholism, abuse, so many different things. The cure cannot be worse than the problem itself. We would say that. We talk about that, Rand, right? Rand knows. That's what happens. What happens to a society, what happens to a country. You take a look at Michigan, where she has everybody locked down. We won a case in the Supreme Court, Michigan. The constitutionality, we won it. They said it was unconstitutional, but in the meantime, she goes on with the appeals. The only one that's free to roam in Michigan is her husband. It's the only one. He's allowed to go boating and do whatever he wants. We got to open up Pennsylvania. We got to open up North Carolina. Got to open up California. Got to open up New York. If I lived in California, New York, Illinois, I'd vote for Trump. And you know what I used to say? And it's come so well, our relationship, because of criminal justice reform and prison reform and all the other things with the African American community. I used to say, what the hell do you have to lose? And they agreed with me, and we're doing incredible. The relationship, what we've done is incredible. What we've done is incredible. But I say the same thing that the people living in New York, California, Illinois, automatic wins for the Democrats. I say, vote for Trump. We'll cut your taxes. We'll get you back. We'll bring it back. I say, what the hell do you have to lose? Vote for Trump. Those three big states. You know, it's tough when you have those three big states automatically. It's like automatically put into it. Doesn't matter who runs, no matter who. If we brought back the late, great Abraham Lincoln, New York, California, Illinois. So we got to run the gauntlet. We got to run the coast, right? And that's what happened last time. We won Florida. And we won South Carolina, and we won Georgia. We won North Carolina. Remember, that was going to be their firewall. That didn't work out too well for them. And we won Pennsylvania. And we just ran the coast, didn't we? Was that a beautiful, that was one of the most exciting evenings, Mike Lee, right? Mike Lee, Utah. And we won Utah, right? We won them all. We won them all. We had. They said there is no way to 270. Remember, 270, you need 270. There is no way for Donald Trump. This was at 5 o'clock before the polls closed. There is no way for Donald Trump to get to 270. Like we're wasting our time. I said, I don't think so. But they turned out to be right. We couldn't get to 270, but we did get to 306. Right? Not to 306. There is no way. Remember that? Won Ohio. Ohio is great. Won by 8 points. They thought we were going to tie. They thought it was going to be close, close. And they called immediately, Donald Trump has won the state of Ohio. And then they said, not only won, he's won by 8 points. They said, that is that. That was the beginning. They said, what's going on here? We're going to have a bigger surprise in 6 days. Tuesday. If you vote for Biden, it means no kids in school, no graduations, no weddings, no Thanksgiving, no Christmas, and no 4th of July together. Other than that, you have a wonderful life. Can't see anybody, but that's all right. You have a wonderful life. He wants everyone to, and it's not really, again, it's not him. I'm using this thing. It's him, but it's not him. He did. He's a puppet. He is a puppet. He's a puppet. He's a beauty, I'll tell you. Look. I shouldn't say this because it's very disrespectful, but I don't care. Because he's not a nice guy. We have some historians here, true American historians here. He is the worst candidate ever to run in the history of a presidential election. He is the worst. That's why there's tremendous pressure on me. I wish he was a good candidate. At least if you lost, you could say, hey, you lost to a good candidate. How the hell do you lose to a guy like this? I don't care. We're going to win. We got to win. You're going to lose your country if you don't win. The worst in presidential politics. Now you're going to lose your country. It'll be a disaster. And he's not going to be running things. You have Kamala. If you don't pronounce her name exactly right, she gets very angry at you. And then she starts, you know what she does when she gets angry? She starts laughing. Like she did on 60 Minutes, uncontrollable laughs. That means she's angry. Sleepy Joe wants to keep everyone locked down forever, including young people, which will cause enormous harm to Hispanic Americans, African Americans, Asian Americans, women, men, everybody. The Biden plan will crush you and your family. My plan will crush the virus and make our strong. We're going to be stronger than ever before. Our country will be stronger than ever before. Biden is the candidate of layoffs, lockdowns, and misery. I am the candidate of jobs, vaccines, and prosperity. Our early and aggressive action saved over 2 million American lives. We saw it. We had to make a decision. We closed it up. We understood it. We saved. Remember, we're supposed to be 2.2 million people were going to die. We started doing ventilators. We didn't have ventilators. We became the king of ventilators all over the world. We're now sending ventilators all over the world. We did a great job. We weren't acknowledged. We have governors saying what a great job we did. Everybody was saying what a great job. We did a great job, wasn't acknowledged, and that's okay. But the generals, the admirals, Mike Pence, all of these people that worked on this, they should be acknowledged. We did a job, the likes of which nobody thought. Remember Joe Biden with the H1N1, which he always reverses. H1N1, right? He goes N1H1. I said, no, Joe, it's the other one. The swine flu, right? It's the swine flu. He was a disaster. His chief of staff said they didn't know what the hell they were doing. And now he's always telling me I should have acted quicker, except when I closed our country to China because it was so heavily affected, and Europe, he was totally against it. He said xenophobic. I said, do me a favor, give me a definition, Joe. He couldn't do that because he didn't know. He had no idea. He had no idea what it meant. But here are some of the governors talking about what a great job we've all done. We've done, but what a great job we've done in fighting the China virus.
Every time I've called the president, he's quickly gotten on the line. When we asked to get support for that Mercy ship in Southern California, he was able to direct that in real time.
What the federal government did, working with states, was a phenomenal accomplishment.
We got 2,000 of these field medical sites that are up, almost all operational now in the state because of his support. And those are the facts.
His team has been on it. I know a team when they're on it, and I know a team when they're not on it. His team is on it. They've been responsive late at night, early in the morning.
We are working very well with FEMA Region 2 and with the Army Corps of Engineers, building 4 field hospitals. That was a decision the president himself took, and I'm grateful for it.
These were just extraordinary efforts and acts of mobilization. And the federal government stepped up. We needed help, and they were there.
He said everything that I could have hoped for. And we had a very long conversation. And every single thing he said, they followed through on.
We've got to have double the number of ventilators that we requested for that area of the state. And in fact, we got them in, frankly, short order.
Have we lost anyone because we didn't have a bed, or we didn't have a ventilator, or we didn't have healthcare staff? No.
The president was extending support for new swabs. So conversation, commitment, promise made, promise kept.
Now, to be fair, maybe Biden's not telling us because he's forgotten his own plans. Watch Biden's staff quickly swoop in to shuffle him along during a quickie escape the basement trip to Pennsylvania.
Here's the deal. One of the things that is important is that keep in mind, although they're going to vote on Barrett, I think today.
That was terrifying.
What kind of country we're going to be? 4 more years of Georgia, he's going to find ourselves in a position where if Trump gets elected, we're going to be in a different world.
56% of Americans said that they were better off today than they were 4 years ago, would have been under the Obama-Biden administration. So why should people who feel that they are better off today under the Trump administration vote for you?
Well, if they think that, they probably shouldn't. They think 54% of American people are better off economically today than they were in our administration. Well, their memory is not very good, quite frankly.
A few moments later.
I'm running as a proud Democrat for the Senate. So vote! Vote! Visit iwill.com/Ohio. We got in trouble when we were running against the senator who was a Mormon, the governor, okay? Well, their memory is not very good, quite frankly.
It saves a lot of words. In fact, I can go home now. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. We only bring those very expensive boards to a very special group of people. It's quite costly, but it does save a lot of talk, doesn't it? Joe Biden has surrendered his party to the rage-filled socialists and Marxists and left-wing extremists. The Democrats know that Biden is just a vessel to implement their socialist takeover, and that's what they're trying to do. We can't let that happen. That's why his running mate is the #1 most liberal member of the U.S. Senate, a sponsor of this insane Green New Deal, $100 trillion. $100 trillion. If we had the greatest 100 years in history, we couldn't pay $100 trillion. This was made up by AOC +3, who I don't know if she's ever even studied the environment. Has she ever taken a course on the environment? I doubt it. Biden and his party have spent the entire year inciting violence and hatred against our police, our great police. Last night, the city of Philadelphia was ransacked by violent mobs of Biden supporters for a second night in a row. We could have stopped that. That one we could have stopped in 12 minutes. Stores were looted, nearly a dozen people were shot, and dozens of officers were injured. Would have been so easy. We're waiting for a call. We'll send in the federal government. Have to get a call. We'll send in the federal government. We'll solve that problem so quickly. In Seattle, they took over a big part of the city. We said, finally, we have to go in. We didn't have the permit. We said we're doing it anyway. We let them know we're going in. As soon as we let them go, we're going in tomorrow morning, we told them. As soon as we did that, they held up their hands and they said, we're going home. In Minneapolis, we went in a week and a half later, and I give the governor some credit. He said, let's go. But it should have been a week earlier, a week and a half earlier. And they formed a line, and it ended in 25 minutes. It was all over. Minneapolis. That's why we're going to win the great state of Minnesota. We're going to win Minnesota because of that. For two reasons we're going to win because of that, and Ilhan Omar, we're going to win because of her too. How the hell does she get elected? She does not like our country, I can tell you. Biden and Harris stand with the rioters and the vandals. I stand with the heroes of law enforcement. And I think I've been endorsed by almost every major police group in the United States. And during the debate, I asked him, I said, Joe, who endorsed you? Any of the law enforcement groups? He couldn't name one, Then I said, Joe, say the words law enforcement. Say the words law and order. He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. Number one, he couldn't remember the two words in conjunction. But more importantly, he didn't want to lose the radical left, because if he says those words, he loses the radical left. This election day, you must stop the anti-American radicals. I mean, these are radicals. From delivering the far left and thundering defeat, you have to deliver them a defeat like they haven't seen before, not just a little one. We don't want to win this close. Joe Biden is a corrupt politician. Last night, we learned that Joe was intimately involved in the Biden family's corrupt business deals with China, while he shipped American jobs to China by the thousands. If Biden wins, China wins. When we win, you win, Arizona wins, and America wins. And you know that as big as that story was last night, not one mention on social media, not one mention in big tech, not one mention in any of the major outlets, not one mention on any of the networks. Only Fox had it. Fox had it. Tucker did a good job. Sean did a good job. Laura did a good job. Not one mention. So it's not freedom of the press. It's, you know what we have? Suppression of the press. We have, this is no longer freedom of the press. This is suppression of the press. And we have some very powerful people right here. We cannot let this go on. It's suppression. It's unthinkable what's going on. And yet they'll write the littlest thing if somebody else does anything or doesn't have to do it. They make up fake stories. We're thrilled to be joined by somebody that's done a great job and been your great governor, Doug Ducey. Doug. Done a great job. Thank you, Doug. Great job. A woman who's running for the Senate, currently a senator respected by everybody. Her opponent wants to terminate your Second Amendment. Martha McSally. Martha. Great. Great. Martha, great. Martha, come up just fast. Quick. Fast. Fast. Come on, quick. You got 1 minute. 1 minute, Martha's sake. They don't want to hear this, Martha. Come on, let's go. Quick. Come on, let's go.
All right. I'm coming. Thank you, President Trump. Arizona, we are ground zero to save the country. We have 6 days and just a few hours. President Trump and the country are counting on us to send him back to the White House for 4 more years. Everything is on the line, and my race is about the Senate majority. Everything I wore the uniform for and all you veterans did is on the line. Everything is on the line. We've got to bring it home, Arizona. In my race will decide the direction of the country the radical left can take over in the Senate. So if you want someone who's going to be Joe Biden and Chuck Schumer's 51st vote to take away our freedoms and our Second Amendment rights and all the things the president talk about, then you got a guy named Mark Kelly. But if you want a fighter, if you want to continue to have a fighter who is proud to work with President Trump for the great American comeback and strong military and secure our borders and your Second Amendment rights, then I'm your girl, Arizona. I'm your girl. Vote Trump, McSally. Let's save the country. God bless you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Martha. Thank you. Very important. And you know, you can think of a lot of things, but think about your Second Amendment. His sole function is to terminate your Second Amendment. And all of them, that's what they want to do, and they're in lockstep. A friend of mine, a great senator, somebody that has extraordinary common sense. That's one of the reasons he's a successful man at what he does. Senator Rand Paul. Come on up, Rand. Look at him. Look at this guy. Come on up. Come on.
Thank you. Here's to immunity.
To immune people.
I've got a message for independents and libertarians. My message is this: if you hate war like I hate war, if you want America to be supporting America, not spending our money overseas and wasting lives overseas in unwinnable, endless wars, you need to support the president who said this in his State of the Union. He said, "Great nations don't fight perpetual wars."
Yeah, thank you. That's right, man.
I have a message for African Americans across our country. Biden and Clinton failed you. The Biden-Clinton crime bill locked up a generation unfairly locked up a generation of young black men. Joe Biden said, lock them up. They're super predators. Throw away the key. Joe Biden is responsible for decimating our black community. When Mike Lee and I went to talk to the president about the First Step Act, my wife was involved. We talked about how unfair it is. Look at all the families out there. Can anybody say your family's immune from the scourge of drugs? That you haven't had a kid or a cousin or a nephew or somebody that got hooked on drugs? This president, and I tried with President Obama and we got nowhere, but this president passed the First Step Act that let these people that were serving 30 years in jail for nonviolent crimes, he set their freedom. And I have a message for those of you who are sick and tired of both Republican and Democrat presidents sending your money overseas to countries that hate us. President Trump says, and I say, not one penny more for these countries that hate us.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Rand. What a good guy. Great job, Rand. Thank you very much. We have another great senator from the state of Utah, and he's a smart one. He's a good one. He's a respected one. Mike Lee, come on up. Come on. Come on, Mike. Thank you, Mike.
Mis queridos hermanos hispanohablantes. Necesitamos 4 años más. ¡Viva Donald Trump! To my Catholic friends, think about a couple of things as you approach the ballot, and your friends do. Think about Amy Coney Barrett, and think about the Little Sisters of the Poor. To my Protestant and evangelical friends, we have to remember that it's by the grace of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, that we've had 4 years of prosperity and peace. To my Mormon friends, my Latter-day Saint friends, think of him as Captain Moroni. He seeks not power but to pull it down. He seeks not the praise of the world or the fake news, but he seeks the well-being and the peace of the American people. Are you ready to stand with me and millions of others who want 4 more years? 4 años más!
Thank you, Mike. Wow. Good job. Thank you very much, Rand and Mike. What a job. Thank you. That's why they're successful senators and respected by everybody. Thank you. We have another great friend. I think he's going to be replacing Nancy Pelosi soon. I really believe that. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. Come up, Kevin. Where's Kevin? Come up. He's going to replace Crazy Nancy. He's an incredible guy, my friend.
Thank you, sir. All right, we got one mission. We're going to elect the man who kept more promises than he ever made. And we elect him, we're going to have a House that defends him. It stands for America. And when that day comes, I want you all to come to the swearing in. It'll be before we swear in the president again. But the reason why I want you to come, I want you to watch Nancy Pelosi hand me that gavel.
And I promise you this. I won't bang her with it, but I'll bang the end to the socialism and yes to America. It's all up to you. If you ask me the one state that determines our future, it's Arizona. I will promise you this. I've never seen a man work harder. I've never seen a man fight harder. And he's never asked anything but to make America first. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you, Kevin McCarthy. Thank you, Kevin. Beautiful. Really beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. Right. Thank you. So, two people that have fought hard, love your state. They're tough, they're brilliant, and they are warriors. Andy Biggs and Debbie Lesko. Where are you? Look at you. Thanks, Andy. Thanks, Debbie. A friend of mine, a lot of people say one of the most powerful men in Europe, Nigel Farage. Come on up, Nigel. He's a very non-controversial person, too, right? That's what he's. Come on, Nigel. He's very shy. Thank you.
Oh, I'm non-controversial and shy compared to you. I got to say, 4 years ago, I was honoured to come to America to bring the Brexit message, the message that you can beat the establishment. And that is what Donald Trump did. He beat the pollsters, he beat the media, he beat all the predictions. And here's the worst bit, they've never forgiven him for it. They've never, ever forgiven him. They have spent 4 years trying to delegitimize him. 4 years of the Russia hoax. 4 years of a false impeachment. Most human beings under that barrage would have given up. This is the single most resilient and bravest person I have ever met in my life.
Thank you very much.
And when you vote next week, you are not just voting for who the President of the United States of America is, vital though that question may be. You are voting for the leader of the free world. You are voting for the only current leader in the free world who has got the guts to stand up and fight for the nation state, to fight for patriotism, to fight against globalism. You'll be voting for the only leader in the Western world with the real courage to stand up to the Chinese Communist Party. You'll be voting for decency, plain speaking, and a man who in 4 years hasn't just cut your taxes, hasn't just improved the economy, but a man who right now is bringing Israel together with Arab nations in a way that nobody ever believed was possible. And that's what he's done. And I wish you Godspeed. I really do.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, Nigel. That's something. Wow, I'm glad I called him up. I'm glad I could. Thank you very much, Nigel. That's something. He's responsible for a lot of things that have happened over in Europe. Very positive things, too. Thank you very much. A friend of mine who is a brilliant, brilliant gentleman. He loves fights. He just loves fighting. He's somebody that's made a lot of money with fighting. A lot of people say, oh, let's not fight, but he disagrees. He owns and he's the head of the UFC. You know what that is? Dana White, the great Dana White. Thank you, Dana. Thank you. This guy's something, I'll tell you. What a job he's done. State Treasurer Kimberly Yee. Kimberly. Where is Kimberly? Thank you, Kimberly. Good job you're doing. How are the finances? Okay? You're doing well? Good. Maricopa County Supervisor Clint Hickman. Thank you, Clint. Good job, Clint. GOP chair, she's tough, she's smart, and she's with us, and she's always been with us. She works hard. Kelly Ward. He's great. He's great. So thank you all very much. That was very interesting. I didn't think I'd have anyone speak, but it was one after another, and I'm glad they did it, right? That was great. We don't usually do that. Usually it gets a little boring when people speak. This group was a hell of a group. Thank you all. Thank you all very much. Together we built the greatest economy in history, and now we're doing it again. We increased middle class family income over $5,000, more than 5 times the gains under the last administration. After the virus arrived, we passed $3 trillion in economic relief and saved over 50 million jobs, many in your state, many in your state. We've experienced the smallest contraction and the fastest recovery economically by far of any major nation in the world. That's a big thing. And our numbers are going to be coming out very shortly, very soon. GDP, and the Fed in Atlanta just made a prediction. They said 35%. Now, I'll take 25 right now. 35 would be many times larger than the largest number we've ever had. GDP, the all-important GDP. 35 is what they predict. And let's see what happens. And it'll be 3 days before the election. So I'll make you a deal. If the number's a bad number, you don't have to vote for me. Okay? But I think it's going to be incredible. If you look at housing starts, if you look at automobile and all the productivity that we've had, if you look at hiring, 11.4 million people over a short period of time. Under my leadership, we achieved the most secure border in U.S. history. And we built over 400 miles of new wall, including 200 miles right here in the state of Arizona. 200 miles. It goes down very deep and it goes up very high. You know, there are 2 reasons it goes down deep. One is to hold it up and the other is for tunnels. You never had it so good and your numbers are fantastic. Joe Biden has pledged to open borders. He even said maybe we'll rip down the wall. I don't think that's going to happen. He wants open borders. If you don't have borders, you don't have a country. His plan would completely eliminate our borders by implementing nationwide catch and release. You catch them, a killer, a rapist, whoever it is, and you release them into our country. And then in the debate, he said, oh, but they come back for trial. No, they don't, Joe. They don't come back. You don't see them again. This would trigger a tsunami of illegal immigration from every corner all over the world. He's also pledged to, and you know what he wants to do, give free health care and mass amnesty for all illegal border crossers, bankrupting your Medicare and your Social Security systems. I don't think so. And you know, we all have a heart. We want to take care of people, but everybody all over the world would pour into our country. We wouldn't be able to do it. Under Biden's plan, you'll have no borders, no health care, no middle class. You'll have no country, frankly. We invested $2.5 trillion in the U.S. military, including nearly $1 billion to build the world's most advanced guided missiles. Guess where we're building them? Right here in Arizona. Right? We also passed VA choice and VA accountability. Things said that you'll never get them done, sir. You'll never get it done. We got them both done. Accountability, where we can fire bad people that work at the VA that don't love our vets. We take care of our vets, and now they don't have to wait for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 5 weeks, 7 weeks. Now they go, and if they can't get good service, we have great doctors in the VA, but if you can't get the service, you go to a local doctor, a local hospital. We take care of the bill. We have a 91% approval rating now, the highest ever by far with our vets. We took 100% of the ISIS caliphate, and we killed the leader of ISIS, al-Baghdadi. We took out the world's top terrorist. Soleimani is dead. I withdrew from the last administration's disastrous Iran nuclear deal, $150 billion for nothing. For nothing. I recognized the capital of Israel and opened the American embassy in Jerusalem and even got it built. And even got it built, right? I even got it built. Got it built for, supposed to cost $2 billion. We did it for $500,000. A slight cost underrun. That was called a cost underrun. You don't see that in government too much. I also recognized Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. They've been working on that for 52 years. I got it done in about 2 hours. Every president promised these things, but they never got them done. There's a lot of pressure on people when you have that. Jerusalem, Golan Heights, a lot of pressure, but we got them done. And instead of never-ending wars, we are forging peace in the Middle East. We are forging peace. And I've said this, and I've said it a lot, but I mean it with every breath. I've done more in 47 months than Sleepy Joe Biden has done in 47 years in straight. A vote for Republicans is a vote for safe communities, great jobs, and the American dream. You know, Abraham Lincoln was a great Republican. Just remember that. I can be more presidential than any president other than possibly Abraham Lincoln when he's wearing the hat. That's a tough one. No, he was a great Republican. Over the next 4 years, in conclusion, we will make America into the manufacturing superpower of the world. And we will end our reliance on China once and for all. That's already started. We will make our medical supplies right here in the United States, right here in Arizona. We will hire more police, increase penalties for assaults on law enforcement, and we will ban deadly sanctuary cities. We will defend religious liberty, free speech, the right to life, and the right to keep and bear arms. Second Amendment. We will maintain America's unrivaled military might, and we will ensure peace through strength. That's what we have. And the $2.5 trillion, all made in the USA. We have the finest missiles and rockets and tanks and submarines and jets, the F-35, stealth. You can't see it. Sir, you can't see it. That makes it good. I said, I think that makes it good. What do I know? But I know if you're the opponent and you can't see the jet, you know what? You got a little advantage there. Now we have the best in the world, and our nuclear arsenal has been refurbished and restocked, and hope to God we never have to use it. We will end surprise medical billing, require price transparency already completed, goes into effect, bigger than healthcare, you watch, on January 1st. Lower drug prices even more, first year. In 52 years, the drug prices prescription went down. But I instituted what's called the favored nations clause. We pay the most in the world. We're now going to be tied for the lowest price in the world. We will protect your Social Security and your Medicare. And we will always protect patients with pre-existing conditions. America will land the first woman on the moon, and the United States will be the first nation to land an astronaut on Mars. And NASA is now, again, the preeminent space station. There's nothing like what we have. What a job they've all done, including our great Vice President, Mike Pence. We will stop the radical indoctrination of our students and restore patriotic education to our schools. We will teach our children to love our country, honor our history, and always always respect our great American flag. And we will live by the timeless words of our national motto, "In God we trust." For years you had a president who apologized for America. Now you have a president who is standing up for America and standing up for the people of Arizona. From Tombstone to Tucson, right? Tucson. Does anybody come from Tucson? My friend comes from Tucson. From Mesa to Yuma, from Prescott to right here in Goodyear, we inherit the legacy of red-blooded American patriots who poured out their heart, sweat, and soul to secure our liberty and defend our freedom. This great state was settled by some of the toughest men and strongest women ever to walk the face of this great, wonderful, beautiful planet. Arizona is where Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday became American legends. It's where the great American West became the American dream. And Arizona is the state where generations of pioneers and prospectors, miners and ranchers, cowboys and cattle hands, marshals and lawmen tamed the frontier, braved the blazing sun, like I'm doing right now, and showed the entire world how the West was won. They helped make America into the greatest nation in the history of the world, and the best is yet to come. Proud citizens like you help build this country, and together we are taking back our country. We are returning power to you, the American people. With your help, your devotion, and your drive, we are going to keep on working. We are going to keep on fighting, and we are going to keep on winning, winning, winning. We are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. And together with the incredible people of Arizona, go out and vote. Go out and vote. We have made America powerful again. We have made America wealthy again. We have made America strong again. We have made America proud again, proud. We have made America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you very much. Thank you, Arizona. Go out and vote. Thank you.
All right, President Trump wrapping up his second rally of the day in Arizona, this one in Goodyear. We were earlier in the day in Bullhead City. Now we head back east to tomorrow. We'll be in Tampa, Florida, and Fayetteville, North Carolina. Don't miss it. It's going to be huge. Everyone from here on out is going to be huge, and our goal is to be at every single one of them. People think we're crazy when we tell them that. As small as we are, but we're going to do it. We are going to do it, and we're fighting hard for President Trump and for our great USA. Thank you all so much for supporting us and helping us get to these events at rsbnetwork.com/donate. We're viewer supported. Thank you all so much. Then don't forget, we'll be again back in action on Friday with more rallies. We have 3 that were just announced, which I'm currently about to book travel for. And then maybe I'll get a little sleep tonight for tomorrow. But thank you so much. God bless you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I think, what is this, Wednesday? Yes, Wednesday. Enjoy. God bless.
All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning into our broadcast in Goodyear, Arizona. We hope you appreciated it. Biggest takeaway from that speech is our president is still the great 45th president of the United States that we know and love, and we want to support him in every way that we can. And if you enjoy the stream, we'd love it if you go ahead and help us out to get to the many more rallies ahead of us. I believe we have the North Carolina rally coming up soon here too, and then a couple more dates were just announced, I believe. A little bit up north in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and I want to say Michigan area, but I could be wrong about that. I do believe Joe Seals might have listed those off for you. So, we just want to extend my thank you to all of you guys that are sitting at home, just tuning in and donating, helping us get out there. And we do appreciate it. All 6 crews do, and especially Joe Seals to make it all happen. If you would like to be a part of that great crowd that we do have, you can always head over to rsbnetwork.com/donate and drop. I believe we run it through credit card and PayPal and all that over there. If you do prefer the non-electronic way, we also do love getting letters from you guys. A little thank you for everything you do, or anything that you want to say, any tips that you have for us, or any little notes that you want to say. We do appreciate it. It goes a long way. We read them all. I mean, we love it more than anything. And you can send all of those to 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama 36830, I believe. It'll be dropped below in the lower third, as well as in the chat. Mod Bomb got us, and we do appreciate that more than you guys know. So thank you again for tuning into our stream today in Goodyear, Arizona. We have more to come. Don't think this is over. I mean, we're going right all the way to the election. As you know, President Trump is going to have many more rallies ahead, and our goal is to make it to every single one. Whether we have issues or not, we're going to fix them. We're going to be resilient. We're going to get there. That's the plan. That's the goal. And as much as it takes, we will do it. We'll make it happen. We want to be there for you guys. We want to make sure that his word gets out, and we do appreciate that you guys are sitting in and tuning in, and appreciating us and the stream, and being so supportive. And we all just want to say thank you. So from Goodyear, Arizona, Will, Jaden, and I, we thank you for tuning in, and we hope that you guys all have a great night, and tune in for more later. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to Miles for signing off. I wanted to say really quick, I forgot to thank the moderators and all y'all who shared the stream, donated. Please subscribe if you're not already. Also, really quick, I want to apologize because I've been so multitasking so much here in the studio that I completely forgot another time to thank our sponsors, Disney Coins. These are great people. We have all of these coins. In fact, most of the people that I know, my friends and family, are getting a roll of Disney coins for Christmas. We really love them. They're so cool because there's a new design every month, and they're just awesome. We love them, and they're American. They're an American company. The coins are American made on American machines. Just excellent people at Disney Coins who support other conservative organizations by giving back 10% of their proceeds. The best of the best Disney Coins have been with us for a while. They're very hesitant to take on partners here at RSBN because we don't like strings attached, but this is one of them that I highly recommend because they are 100% behind what we do as grassroots media, and the owner is a gentleman, and we really appreciate him more than you know. So thank you to Disney Coins. Go to disneycoins.com. That's DISME coins.com and enter your offer code RSBN for a discount. That's going to do it for us from Goodyear, Arizona. So long, good night. See you tomorrow from Tampa.